light of recent events, I've seen the question posed, is Marshall still the same company? But here's the truth. It's not about who owns Marshall. It's who plays them. This situation got me thinking of an old thought experiment called the ship of Theseus paradox. Theseus has to replace parts on his ship one by one as he's on his journey. And by the end, he's replaced every single piece of that ship. So, is that still the same ship? Now let's apply that to the music industry. Marshall has changed hands. In the past, they've changed factories. They've changed philosophies. Are they still the same company? I mean, do we ask the same of Fender? No one said the same thing when CBS took over or when Leo left. It didn't stop being Fender. Maybe it's not about the parts. Maybe it's not even about the whole. Maybe it's really just about who uses it. Let's flash back to 1962 in the United Kingdom. Jim Marshall realized they need more amps. So he took apart a Fender Bassman and rebuilt it with the parts that he had available on his side of the ocean, and out came the JTM45. And that became an inflection point in music. Something different was happening. Clapton, Hendrix. It was the birth of loud. Now, the JTM Studio does not try to replace the vaunted JTM45, which you can still buy if you have the money for that. This is in the line of their Studio series. This is the little brother to the JTM45. This is the echo to the roar. This is really the version that everyone's been asking for. We're gonna play this amp in 1 second. I just gotta say thank you to SWEETWATER for sponsoring this video and sending over this amp and letting me play it and showcase it the way that I wanted. Now, if you've ever ordered from SWEETWATER, you already know the drill. They have an incredible warranty program. They have fast, free shipping, and their customer service is unbeatable. You can text them, you can call them, you can email them, you can FaceTime them. I don't know if you can FaceTime them actually, so don't FaceTime them, but you can text them. So if you like the sound of this amp or any piece of gear in this video, you'll see the links in the description below. Those are affiliate links which really help the channel and it actually costs you nothing. It's simply a way to help support the channel so I can put out high quality content like this. Now, onto the amp. Now the cleans on this amp, really pristine, really bright, really punchy. There's not that sag that you would get on a Fender amp, which some people like because of the cushion. It's much more direct, much more in your face. Is it kind of crazy how great that sounds? That's just a JTM going into a reactive load, and the speaker sim is from the aux stomp. Edge-of-breakup sounds on this amp is just unbeatable. There's something about it that felt really good. Again, one of the worst things that I can explain to you over the internet is feel, but the feel of this amp on the Edge-of-breakup, it was exactly what I would want out of an amp. I want that sound. It's got that alive nature. It's got that push and pull with you. Is that what you hear at night when you sleep and you dream about rock and roll? That's it. That's it. Like, what else do you want? What else would you need at this point? Let's get some more gain. I got bass almost all the way down, middle and treble pretty high, and presence pretty high, and I got both channels cranked. And then when you have everything cranked to 10, ripping overdrive, ripping sounds. Other cool thing is on these Marshall amps, when you're on the neck pickup and you roll back the volume, it's like a wonderful, clean sound, like an edge-of-breakup kind of thing. Now the FX loop is one big difference this has from the JTM45, which makes it a great pedal platform. You can put all your time-based and modulation-based effects in the FX loop and put all the rest in front. You can actually even throw all the things in front and it will handle it fine. It's really acceptable of even the most strident pedals. The EP booster is like made for this amp. Listen. You know, a lot of times you'll get an amp and it can do great drive sounds, but doesn't really love being clean, or it does great drive and it doesn't really love to have a pedal in front. I mean, really, this JTM will just go where you want to go. And even though it's only 20 watts, this thing rips. This thing is loud. So if you're thinking of like a bedroom amp, this is not that, okay? There's no master volume. But if you have a reactive load and a dummy load, you can throw it into the DAW. This is really the kind of amp that you play into, not fight against. It really makes you feel like what you're playing on your hands matters a lot. The first amp that I ever owned was a Marshall Valve State 112. I brought it to my 8th grade music showcase, and my music teacher at the time, Mrs. Artabasi, encouraged me to play the guitar solo for Sunshine of Your Love, which we were performing that year. I didn't know anything about tubes. I didn't know who owned Marshall. All I knew was I was playing rock and roll on stage in front of the entire school, and I thought, this is the best it gets. There's nothing better than this. Years later, I bought a DSL 2000 and I played it at the EP release show at Chicago's famed Double Door venue, may it rest in peace. So the name Marshall has intersected with my musical career since the beginning, but the name is not rock and roll. The name doesn't make it rip and roar. The player does. You can be a product director, you can be a director of marketing, and you can spend years building use case scenarios and brand decks. But once your product is in the hands of the end users, they're the ones who are going to show you what it's really going to be used for. Kurt Cobain took the unwanted Jaguar and made it a grunge instrument. Studio musicians took the Fender Champ and turned it into a secret weapon. Culture and end users dictate the frame, not the factory location. So if I use this amp as a pedal platform, is it still a JTM? If I use it on a country gig, is it still Marshall? The truth is that doesn't matter. The whole point about this gear is you use it in the way that you want to. You create something unique because you saw something that wasn't there. Now, I think it's very easy for millennials and Gen Z to think that the golden age of music is behind us. Every tone has been dialed in, every riff has been written, every amp has been cranked. And if you really think that, then it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy because you're not going to try to dial in new sounds. You're not going to try to play something new. You're not going to try to find your tone. But I believe that the best music still lies ahead, and it's not going to be written by some guy at a holding company or a marketing executive at a publishing house. It's going to be written by some kid in his garage in Skokie, Illinois, who doesn't care about authenticity, he doesn't care about use case scenarios. All he cares about is writing something that means something to him. So the stewardship of ideas, of sound, of culture, that will always belong to you, the player. Don't forget about the power that you have. Whether you know it or not, you are contributing to this moment. So go out there and write something good. We're all waiting to hear it.